Hi, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Breann.
And you're listening to
Just Haunted House Things.
Okay.
Woo!
So, on today's episode, kind of an interesting one,
I think so.
we're going to be talking about the Halloween Hangover.
Like, what do you do after your favorite season has come and gone?
What do you do?
Physically, in my heart, it's always there.
It's always there.
always there. But, like, what do you do? Like, do you mourn for a few days? Do you get up and jump into, like, an elf costume and, like, just completely do a 180 into the Christmas
Right into
genre?
Christmas?
Like, what is it we all do? And what can we do to, like, keep the spirit of Halloween alive?
And you know, like, mitigate the post-haunt season blues.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's always a big one because I'm like, after a good haunt season, I'm like, I don't know what to do with my life now because it's been so dedicated and going so strong for like however long, usually about a month or more than that because there's all the setup and training and everything like that has to happen. And it's just like a complete crash into nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, my go-to is, like, sleeping.
Oh, God, yeah.
I sleep a little bit more.
Like for 16 hours.
Yeah, like immediately after.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, immediately after on Halloween, after the last haunt doors closed, I tend to go and like party my face off.
Yeah, and that's gotten both of us into trouble before.
So many times. But
And then it's an actual haunt hangover.
Yeah. Some handle it better than others.
Let's put that story to bed.
Okay. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And if you don't, I'm sorry, you're just not privy to this one particular story
That
of Courtney
picture
being super hungover the
will
next
haunt me
day
for the rest of my life.
and me just giving a thumbs up. I think I like maybe 2-3 hours of sleep that night. Maybe. And then I ended up having to drive your vehicle from the party house back to the haunt so that we could clean up.
and do tear down.
And you're in the back. Just not feeling well.
I've never felt so hungover in my life. And I was like, I'll never drink again. It'll be fine. Did it the next weekend. It's fine. Okay. But like
we were younger back then.
If I did that now, I would be in the hospital.
Oh my God. I went to shout out to my friend Becca. I went to Becca's place for a craft night after work this past Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, started work at like 5 a.m. was off work in the afternoon, got home, showered, drove downtown, and then I stayed at her place until like 1 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And when I got home, I was like, cool, I wound down, I was asleep. I have never been so exhausted from a night of not drinking in my life. Like the next day, my body, everything was heavy, and it was just like, no, child, you done wrong last night. It's like, I'm so sorry, body.
That's how I felt. I guess it was Saturday night.
Yeah.
I went to a film screening.
Yeah.
And we stayed out until almost 2.
Oh my God.
And then I had to get up and get ready for work around 6.
Wait, no, wasn't that like a Thursday night?
Oh no, it was a Thursday night. Oh my God, it was a Thursday night.
Kids partying on a weekday.
I know.
It's a school night.
Yeah, it was a Thursday. I am mistaken. Because we were out so late, I was like, oh, it was
assuming, because yeah.
But no, it was a Thursday.
Oh my gosh, but that was so fun. How was that?
It was so good.
Oh.
If you haven't seen Bingo Hell on Amazon, Hulu, whatever, Bingo Hell, go watch it.
Check it out. It is fun. It is feisty. It is full of gore wonderfulness. Actually, not as much gore as I was expecting.
There is gore, though.
There is gore, but I'm used to Gigi's amount of gore.
Lucha gore level.
Lucha gore.
And but anyways, this movie is by our dear friend Gigi, who has been on the podcast previously. And it's a wonderful film.
Please absolutely. I mean, I got to watch it at home when it was first premiered, but I'm so upset I couldn't make it that night because I was working.
Yeah.
But oh God, that's such a good movie.
Yeah, it was great. The crowd was Loving it.
Oh, I have no doubt.
They loved it.
I told my mom after I watched it, she was like, I'm looking for like a fun Halloween movie. And I was like, bingo hell, you're going to love it. It's Gigi's. And she was like, Gigi, okay. What is that on again? I'm like, Amazon, Mom.
Did she like it?
She did.
Oh, awesome.
Of course.
Amazing.
Mom looks at Gigi like another daughter. And she's just like, oh, she made such wonderful blood. Like, that's so great. And then, of course, the nurse's side comes out and she's like, that actually wouldn't happen. I'm like, Mom, just suspend
the reality. Suspend reality, Mom. Okay. Got off track a little bit.
Sorry. Meandered,
as we normally do.
Yeah.
But, okay. Haunt hangover.
Yeah.
Or Halloween hangover, whatever you want to call it.
So, first off, sleep. Yeah.
That's number one. Maybe some better food in your body.
Oh, something like with green.
Yeah.
Not food coloring, but like leaf style.
Yeah. Some vegetables.
Maybe some like, honestly, what I do, like, just because I need to ease out of it. And I know that I watch horror movies all year round. But like, I will find some like horror movies that I maybe don't have to pay attention to. And I'll just like kind of like watch that in and out of my napping time. Just because I'm not ready ever to let go.
No.
But it's just like, it's like a nice way to kind of like ease out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I certainly immediately cut down on my caffeine intake.
I try to. And it's just true. I go from like 4 energy drinks down to like 1 or 2 a day.
Is your piss just acid during haunt season? Because I'm pretty sure mine is.
Yeah. Like it's not like the regular like, asparagus smell that you get, like that smell you get from like after you eat like a lot of that. Yeah. It's like it's something else. But you have to like offset that. I've learned to offset it with like a lot of water too, so that it kind of balances out.
But then you're like running to the washroom constantly.
Oh yeah, no,
like I gotta go take a break.
Someone please cover me. Oh my God, please. And if there is a panic button at my house, I'm screwed.
Yeah, right? Dang, I just remember like one day in particular. They all kind of blur, let's be honest. But just like I got a coffee in the morning to get myself to work. And
I mean, what size was that coffee?
And I mean morning because I would get in at like 11 a.m.
Yeah. To start the prep.
Start prep.
What size was that coffee, Courtney?
Probably a large or an extra large.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like I remember walking in and just seeing like cups that I was like, I didn't know they made it that size for coffee.
Like as large as I could get it.
Like a movie style regular.
Yeah. And then I would probably get another coffee brought in for me. And then someone else would probably bring me an energy drink or 2.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't drink both energy drinks, but I would drink the coffee.
Yeah.
And then maybe drink the first energy drink.
Yeah.
And then I'd be out until like 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then rinse and repeat.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mine was...
No wonder I have health issues.
Well... Oh God, I feel you so hard on that level. Because I didn't drink coffee back in the day.
Back when you first started with the haunt, you absolutely.
No, I mean I didn't even start drinking coffee until like 3 years ago.
Yes,
it was a Valentine's Day. It was a very scary day. But I would wake up first thing in the morning because I'd work my other job like 7 a.m.
Yeah,
so I'd wake up and I'd crack open an energy drink, and then after work I would have one as I'm prepping to go to the haunt. Right. And then at the haunt, probably about halfway through the night, because like my sugar rush from the first 2 is dying off. I'm like, oh my God. So I just like crack open the third one and I just chug it. And depending like, because sometimes people, mid-season full of energy, people want to go out afterwards. So there may have been a 4th one if it was like a Friday, Saturday night, no work the next day. And I knew we were going to be out till 5 anyways.
Right.
Like I have to stay awake and socialize with my friends.
Got to do something.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'd go out for dinner, quote unquote, our dinner.
Yeah.
After work, and so that's like what 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you get like a little pick me up.
You don't want to fall asleep in your noodles.
Nope.
Nope.
Or your sandwich.
Yeah.
Or wherever you go.
Yeah.
So after the haunt, doors close on that last night. You go out partying.
Yeah.
You do your thing.
Party hard.
You recover from the actual hangover.
Yeah.
You come home, you sleep it off for like 16 hours.
Yeah.
What's next?
Oh man. I mean, like I said, for me, it's like I keep my horror movie tradition going
Yeah, of
all the
course.
time. And I always do like the little segue of like the Nightmare Before Christmas because it's a good way to like transition seasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like the hugest fan of Christmas, so I don't dive into like, and now it's Christmas time, must turn
Right.
everything over.
Right.
So, I mean, I try to find like a routine that I can get back into that's semi-normal.
Right.
So, whether that means working out when I do, or just like trying to like regain like a correct sleep schedule.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah, I think that might be one of the hardest things is like,
yeah, it's to transition back to like normal sleep schedule.
because like your body gets so used to working on minimal sleep
Yeah.
that it just like thinks it's normal.
Yeah.
So then when you're like, no, I'd like to get like 7 to 8 hours tonight, your body's like,
no,
no,
don't think so.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah,
And definitely not gonna happen right away.
yeah,
I remember sometimes it would take me at least a month
yeah.
to get back to like a normal schedule, and sometimes that's after I've gone on like quote unquote vacation.
Yes. But okay, vacation doesn't count because vacation's like you're up anyways because you're so excited.
Yeah.
Especially with where you like to vacation.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah. I used to go at least like once a year.
At least.
Either before haunt season or after haunt season. I'd go to Disneyland after. And of course, I never got to see Disneyland really in like the haunt, like in its Halloween form.
No.
I've seen it once,
Yes, we have.
but that was like a really quick
In
stop
and out, yeah.
in and out when we went to go see Universal,
Which was so rad.
which was a great time.
And live off those memories.
Me too. But that was like, I think the only time that we really saw it in its like Halloween form.
Yeah.
And that was so fun.
That was so fun.
But I've always now
Yeah.
seen it in its Christmas form, which it because of that has like given me a little bit more kick towards like liking Christmas a
Okay.
little bit more, but
I see
not
that.
not to the same extent as like everybody else. Like I don't decorate my house Christmas.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I love me some Christmas. I love me like Christmas movies. I mean, my favorite movie is actually Christmas movie. It's Die Hard. So clearly I'm a Christmas fan of some kind, but like it doesn't get my juices going like Halloween. Like
No.
I will think about next year's Halloween costume before this year has passed.
Already thinking about it.
I know. Jeremy and I, like, I've been trying to get him to do, like, not Danny and Sandy from Grease, but, like, Kaneki and Rizzo, because I'm like, that's way more us.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's so jarring, like, right after Halloween when all the stores start putting up Christmas stuff, and I'm like, I haven't even gotten over.
Yeah. Like, after
Halloween.
Christmas, they have, like, sales for Christmas decorations and all that kind of stuff for, like,
But there's
probably
no
a couple weeks.
Yeah, but there's no breathing room for Halloween stuff.
No.
Like it's gone.
It's like, do you think it's something like, and I say corporate America, that we're in Canada, but like the corporate world and the capitalist pigs,
oink oink.
eat the rich. Do you think that they just don't think that people care as much about Halloween, or is it like they don't think that people buy as much when it comes to Halloween?
Well, this is the thing though, right? Like Halloween on its own as a holiday.
Yeah.
Not a national holiday, but a holiday nonetheless. It is a multi-million, almost I would wager $1 billion industry.
Hell yeah.
So I would be shocked if these stores like don't see that on their bottom line.
Yeah.
But I think Christmas is a bigger seller, and that's why. And Christmas has
so.
always been a bigger seller.
Yeah, and it's like you do, Jeremy, you do more with Christmas. Like for Halloween, it's not like you're going out and you gift people presents.
Yeah.
You gift candy.
Although we should.
Although, I mean, I think you and I kind of do once in a while. We're just like, I thought of you.
Yeah.
So there's that, but like, and so like when people, mostly parents for kids and stuff like that, they're buying multiple presents for like one person.
Yeah.
So I do see that in like the consumer sense. It's just heartbreaking. Whatever.
Whatever. I would love if there was like a Spirit Halloween open all the time.
What I don't understand is why they don't do that. I love the pop-up, and I love where like you're like, oh, once you see a big store or store closing like somewhere around September, you're like, that could possibly be a new like location.
But I mean, maybe it's one of those things where they just don't make enough money every other day of the year or every other month of the year, except for those like 3 months.
Yeah.
But
I
Halloween.
mean, like,
because
has anyone tried it?
August?
Yeah.
I don't know.
August, September.
Yeah.
I think some of like the really big locations do. They just don't put all their inventory out yet.
Yeah.
And then like
as it gets closer,
mid to end September, they start doing more couple locations.
Right.
But has any Spirit Halloween store location tried that? Because I mean, who's to like? I would go every couple months. Like, I'd rather go there to get my home decor than home sense. Right?
Absolutely.
So I'm just
I think that's like maybe there's like a gap in the market here.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's franchise
Spirit Halloween.
We want to franchise out a location.
I don't know. That's well, it depends on the money.
How much fun would that be, though? I mean, maybe we'll lose all our money, but how much fun would that be?
We'd have way too much fun. We'd get into everything.
Oh, we would try it. We would be in costumes and outfits. There wouldn't actually be animatronics to scare the guests. It would just be us. But that would be great because then you could hire haunters who are like in the post-haunt blues.
Right.
And just come in and be like, how would you like to take care of our clown section?
Yeah.
And like every 20 minutes you can put on a new mask and then go into a new location and scare people, and maybe that will inspire them to buy this pillowcase.
Ooh, spooky pillowcase.
Look, it floats. It comes with an optional ghost.
Oh, the dreams we have.
Yeah. I also think that like a lot of people get cool ideas like that right after Halloween, but
they're like, oh man, I wish I had this.
Yeah.
For my costume. Maybe I'll find it for next year.
And then there's like nowhere to get it for next year.
And sometimes I've seen this happen where like you have these second Halloween parties, which is like later, like I guess early in the following year.
Yeah.
And it's like second Halloween or first Halloween, whatever you want to whatever you want to call it or whatever. Or halfway to Halloween parties and stuff like that. And then there's no place to find your Halloween costumes.
Exactly. And then like if only you're like someone who's well-rounded in the Halloween world or the clothing section, do you have like your own at-home outfits or if you don't throw them out, but like sometimes you get those outfits online that you know may be beautiful but they're only good for a night.
And sometimes they don't fit properly.
They more than often don't fit properly.
Sorry, Party City, but you suck.
Sorry, not sorry about that. Let's be real.
Like there's
not all bodies are the same.
Okay, one size does not fit all.
Facts.
Fuck.
We're both passionate about this project as well.
I wish that there were more places that sold like year-round Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
That's the gist of this little rant here.
There was this little store in the mall in my hometown growing up, and it was called San Francisco. And it was similar to like a Spencer's. But they did have Halloween costumes all year round.
I remember they had one in my hometown too.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's an Alberta thing.
Maybe.
But like, and I loved that store growing up because of course it had like the adult section of like the fun toy stuff in the back, whatever.
Sneak into the
I would
like section.
But that's the thing is I would walk down the costume section to sneak into the adult section just around the corner.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's like it's a little tiny store, so it's like you can only go one way anyways. But like I remember thinking as a child being like, why are there Halloween costumes in February? But now I'm like, why aren't there Halloween costumes in February?
And I don't think like stores like Hot Topic have costumes during like their normal times.
No, like unless it's really, really specific to I think a pop culture show at the time. Right. Like you might be able to have gotten like Rick and Morty, like you might have gotten like a hat or like
or like
with like the pickle costume like for Pickle Rick on
or like Birds of Prey,
Quinn, like but that's like super simple stuff, but you're not gonna get like Alien versus Predator style costumes all year round.
No, and you're not gonna get like things that are really niche.
Yeah.
That are like things that you could also build off of.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is big, major.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should open a store.
Well, maybe that would help cure the blues.
Yeah.
Because it would,
well, we've talked
Yeah.
about our dream project.
Oh.
And maybe we should just like talk about it.
Yeah, because like that is something that we have like when we were younger loosely kind of talked about as a post Halloween, be like, oh, we could totally do this next year.
Yeah.
So that is something that we could share with the world.
Yeah, like there's been times where Breann and we have like talked about how we wanted to like basically become a haunt vendor.
Heck yeah.
Where
with like multiple
streams.
Different like things we could facilitate.
Yeah.
And different services we could provide people.
Like design services, consulting services, acting,
character development, character creation.
Yeah. All that stuff. And like we know some killer people that would probably be willing
down to do that.
Yeah.
We just have to create a platform now.
Yeah.
So if anyone's out there that's like
if we have any investors
or like anyone who's got developmental ideas and just want to shoot us a line to be like, if you know of any people or of any groups that do that kind of stuff already, consulting, design, kind of all in one.
To join them.
Yeah, that or even just like speak to them to learn like where they started.
Yeah, how they started or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like we've toyed with the idea of just like
starting our own
project where it's like we help haunters do haunt stuff.
Yeah. Because I
would haunted house things.
Who would have thought?
Just
haunted house things.
Just haunted house things. Well, and then maybe other stuff too, but like generally speaking, haunted house stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that kind of like I also have found that through this podcast, the just haunted house stuff like expands into so much other
things.
Yeah, so it's like I'm having fun learning about it as we're doing it, and I feel like it's cool because we can still learn about it.
Yeah. I'm constantly learning new things about this industry.
I know you
and
are.
I still like to this day I didn't think I could learn more, but I'm always learning more.
And then you tell me about it and
I
learn.
Hey, did you see this thing?
No, send me the link.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's us kind of like talking our dreams into action.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Whether they happen or not is
up to us. I was about to say the universe, but I was like, no, really, that's up to us.
It's up to us. We have to put one foot in front of the other. I do know, like, because for our listeners who don't know, I'm currently in interior design program. At a technical college, or I guess school, you can call it. But it is a technical college, and
I guess school's like a good overlay, but yeah.
Yeah.
But college, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
You're a college girl.
I'm a college girl. But this will be my, because this is going to be a humble brag here for a second. I got 2 audio engineering diplomas.
Damn straight.
I'm about to get a certificate in interior design.
Oh, damn.
And probably going to be going for my diploma and then maybe bachelor's of interior design. So I'm just saying, if y'all need some design work or some audio work.
She got the credits to back it up.
I can do the stuff.
Yeah.
Just a thought. And then our lovely lady here.
I went to acting school.
Knows all the things about acting.
I've been acting since I came out of my mom.
Yeah, I was going to say since you could walk.
Yeah. Because straight up, I didn't talk for the first little while and everyone was like, oh my God, she just doesn't talk. And then one day I walked up and I was like, I can hear you, when they were talking about me. And then I never shut up and that was the biggest regret my parents ever had in their life.
And you never shut up.
She's laughing because it's true. Hell, I had my jaws broken right before grade 12.
Yep.
Medical reasons. And I couldn't talk. Literally, I could not open my mouth even if I wanted. I was just like,
Right.
And so I had to find ways to communicate. And I remember one day, my sister did something and I just flipped her off. And I was like, and you get another. But in my mumbling voice, and I flipped her off again. And she was like, you not being able to talk made you funny. I was like, okay, thanks.
Thanks, I guess.
I'm going to put that towards the acting career I want.
Yeah.
But no, I've been acting for forever. I was the youngest unofficial veteran at the college back home when I was like in elementary school because I was involved in so many plays. And then I came out here when I was 17 on my own and went to film school and completed my not bachelor's, but like our degree program that was there. Yeah. And and then I dove right into the acting world. I've been in a couple indie movies, some shows, some commercials, some TV shows, movies. I flipped onto the other side and I was an agent for a little while representing commercial actors and some smaller
and then did
roles.
A bunch of plays and stuff
Tons of plays. And then I jumped back onto the acting world, got out of agent world because that side sucks. I'm so sorry to every agent in the world. You guys work so hard, but that side sucks. Yeah. But I did learn a lot because you get to learn the inside info.
The nitty gritty.
Oh my God. And it took so much pressure off me as an actor because as an actor, you're a really insecure person. And, not everyone. As a performer, I think it's like a pretty blanket statement to say, like, we all have our insecurities, and it's really hard to be vulnerable and show people that in such a state. Yeah. And, that's hard for anyone, really. And then, but seeing the ins and outs of how, like, the business side worked and, like, why people were doing what they were doing, that's, like, it took a lot of, like, the edge off. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just saying she could do acting, consulting, and character design and story development.
Oh, yeah, because I can just talk about nonsense for hours and come up with ideas.
She can... you heard it in the last episode. She can literally design a haunt out of nothing.
The Cher and Kermit one.
Kermit the Cher. It was so weird, but it was awesome.
So good. But you literally took the words out of my mouth. That's why I squealed so loud and high pitched. I was about to say those words. Yeah. And Courtney just said them for me. That's how we work.
You come up with a story. I come up with the physical design.
Yeah.
That's how it's been.
That's why we're a team.
And then like the audio junk. I'm like, let's do the audio stuff.
And I can make some noises for you to put into the audio junk.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I've done before for haunts that we've worked at.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I literally I edit our podcast. So
yeah.
I'm just saying.
We're really plugging ourselves right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
But
seriously, hire us.
Please. Please.
She does. She is a struggling student, people. We are in post-Halloween blues. I can't even bake her a pie because she doesn't eat sugar.
We don't have a home haunt anymore.
I was doing so well. Yeah. And then you reminded me of that.
Yeah, so sorry.
That's upsetting.
It is upsetting.
What are we going to do to get over that now?
Fuck it. Let's build our own.
Let's do it. Oh, man.
Did I tell you? Okay, we've gone completely off the rails.
That's fine. This is our post-blues.
So did I ever tell you how... Actually, I think this came up on the episode where we were speaking with the Monsters of Schlock.
Yeah.
On their podcast. P.S. Go listen to the Monsters of Schlock. Pepper and Orbex do a podcast. Please go listen to them.
Funniest thing in the world.
So I think I told a bit of this story.
Yeah.
Because they asked us would you ever open up your own haunt or whatever? Yeah. So one of our friends actually approached me and was like, hey, there's this rooftop space in downtown Vancouver. Would you ever think of building a haunt as a pop-up event there? And I was like, I hate to break this to you, man, but here are all the logistical errors and issues that we were going to have with it. And I completely popped their bubble real hard. But at the same time, they were like, okay, well, we'll think of a different spot. Because this person does want to help.
Okay, I don't know, but a rooftop haunt when it's dark and you don't know where you're going, and then someone with a chainsaw chases me and I'm running towards an edge. Oh. I mean, that's pretty terrifying.
It would be terrifying. The only things that the logistical things that I was concerned about was how do we get stuff up there?
Fair. Crane. Done. Next.
It's okay. You rent a crane. Tell me how much it costs. And then there was what do we do with wind? High winds, because Vancouver gets quite windy,
especially in October for the rainy season.
Yeah, it gets real gross. We actually have wind warnings sometimes.
Those ones are fun.
Yeah.
Create your own Marilyn moment.
And then, of course, it gets, like, windier.
The higher up you go.
Yeah, up higher. So
and then the edge.
And then,
but I feel like my answer.
And then also accessibility.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to and from, like, are there elevators? Are there not elevators?
Yeah,
like,
that's a big one.
What's the thing? And then, like, I was like, oh, what kind of parking is there? And he was like, oh, it's a parkade. And I was like, okay, we can't get props in. We'd have to rent a crane.
Yeah.
Like, it's not one of those things where you just bring stuff up. Some of those props are, like...
Are not going to fit in an elevator.
No.
Let alone a car.
Let alone on the back of a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a 12-foot skeleton. I've been working on my sizes.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. So just so our listeners know, we had a little group chat afterwards talking about like, oh, this is the episode. It's coming out. And we were talking about, oh, it's fine. Breann just doesn't know how to like tell sizes. And our friend Alexa was like, Breann the Builder.
Breann the Builder.
And I told that to Jeremy and he was like, I'm never letting you live that down. It's like,
yeah, it's your new nickname.
That's fair.
If we ever make sweaters again, you're going to get the Breann the Builder on the back.
God, I hope so.
Well, maybe we should make some sweaters.
Breann the Builder.
Yeah, Breann the Builder.
But like not in parentheses.
Yeah, just Breann the Builder.
Breann, not the Builder.
Oh.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah. And then I feel like with our haunt, it would kind of alleviate those post-season blues because I feel like we do it all year round.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully.
I would want to do like rentals.
Yeah.
Like parties and...
Yeah, because that's the thing is like we wouldn't be a stationary haunt.
No.
Which would be freaking awesome.
Stationary.
Like, we wouldn't build a haunted house necessarily. Our idea would be to like go to different people.
Yeah.
But then we're always getting that fulfilled need. And so it's like, it's also not like we're doing the same haunt continuously year round every year. We would be changing it up as per what our clients or people
for sure
would like to do.
And like also if we ever did build like our own haunt, we could do like party rentals and like film rentals.
Fuck yeah.
Because like Vancouver.
Yeah. Someone that I think is going to be doing something really cool that we're going up to is Cougar Creek.
Oh yeah, speaking of cool haunts,
they have found a really awesome way of alleviating the postseason blues by doing a Christmas themed haunted house.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I know, we're going in a couple weeks, and so this is just like our preemptive amp up.
Actually, let me look at the calendar because
like I legit think like 2 weeks.
Because this episode comes out Friday.
Yep.
Literally on the 5th.
Woo woo.
Which, we're in December. What's up? Not the 5th. The 3rd, sorry. And then
Happy 3rd. Where the fuck did the year go?
Yeah. So, what the fuck? And then we go to Cougar Creek
on the 11th, 12th? 12th.
So, the next episode after that is the 17th. So, we'll, next episode.
We're going to talk about Cougar Creek. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So you'll hear everything about it. Sorry, I have to take a drink of water. I swallowed my spit wrong.
Don't you hate it when you swallow and it goes down the wrong pipe? Or you just don't swallow it all? Yeah, that sucks.
Anyways, okay. So going to Cougar Creek, we're so excited. I think we've talked about them so much on this podcast.
Well, they're freaking awesome. It's not like we can be like, oh, we went to Disneyland this year or Halloween Horror Nights. And it was fantastic. Like we went to a couple haunts, but that one kicked ass.
Kicked everybody else's butt.
I'm so excited for Christmas.
Yeah.
I've never been so amped for Christmas.
Have you seen some of the social media posts?
No, I want to go in blind.
Okay, I won't show you then.
That's what I love about it is the only thing I care about knowing in advance when it comes to a haunt is, are they going to touch me? Because I don't get down with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay if they walk in my way.
Yeah.
But it's I just don't want to be physically grabbed because I've got my own issues with that.
Right.
And so any other if they don't do that, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. And if they do grab you, I just need a heads up.
I just need a warning.
So that, because I'm not a fighty person. I'm not. I am a defender.
Yep. But if someone grabs you randomly without your knowledge,
exactly,
that it's going to happen.
Yeah, if I know that I'm walking into a situation where these people are going to try and scare me and there may be physical contact, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But if I was to walk into a situation unaware that people were going to like touch me, I would not be okay with that.
Game over, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But holy shit, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Because they've been posting a few things, and it's like all these like creepy looking Santas and stuff. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
But
I'm so excited.
It's so fun looking.
I'm like, for whatever reason, I'm envisioning. Did you ever watch Futurama with the robot Santa?
Did I ever watch Futurama?
Well, it's not just a question for you.
Blasphemy question for me.
I'm not singling you out. I'm talking to also our listeners.
Okay.
Who may have a higher standard of cartoon that they enjoy.
Higher standard. That's the best cartoon on.
It's fucking. It's like Matt Groening. That was that like he
peak.
I was about to say peak. Oh, she's up in my brain. I love it. It's cozy to have a friend there. So it like when I think creepy Santa, and I don't know why, but I think it's because of the masks that they used for like the actual Halloween. I just envision like creepy Santa, but then with like death metal style.
Right.
That's what I'm envisioning, and I'm so excited. Whether it turns out that way or not, I'm so excited.
I'm just happy that we get to go to another haunt this year.
I know. It's like Christmas, so I'm like,
it's festive.
Yeah. I get so angry just like with the amount of people that are out in the world during Christmas time. Because there's never like January to like October, there's never that many people like at a mall or even on the roads.
Yeah.
But November and December, it's just congested like a mofo.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't realize that many people are in that area.
Right. And also like I hate going to the mall.
Just in general.
Yeah, but like particularly during Christmas time.
Yeah. The lineups. And now, because I didn't do any like Christmas real shopping last year.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what it would be like with the COVID
I went
like
not that
expectations.
Long ago. Speaking of, I went not that long ago to one of our giant malls.
Oh.
And
Burnaby?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not good, man.
That one's always been horrible.
And like granted, it's like less so because people still aren't going out a lot because of COVID.
Cool.
Because I mean, granted, everywhere is still kind of like less people.
Yeah, and some places
but
like some stores are like you need the passport.
Yeah, exactly. So it's still overwhelming. Anyways, off topic.
Yeah.
But I'm just like I said, I'm really happy to be going to another
stoked.
haunt.
We're going with some friends, so maybe depending on how their schedules look, maybe we can bring one or two of them on for that and be like, let's all talk about our experience again.
I'm also going to try my best to actually get real film footage this time. Not inside of the haunt, but like outside. Brand new news.
We got a TikTok.
We've got a TikTok. So I posted like maybe 2 things yesterday.
I saw a couple things that you posted, but I think one of them was definitely a repost that you did last year, but from your own personal TikTok. So I think I just assumed.
Oh no, that one's really old.
Yeah. So I think I just assumed that when I saw you share another TikTok, I thought you were just sharing your personal TikTok.
I got rid of my personal a long time ago.
Fair, I did too.
Yeah. So I decided like why the heck not?
Well, I'm gonna download TikTok again.
Podcast. Yeah, I try not to be on TikTok because it is
so addicting.
It is so addicting.
Oh my God, that first month of COVID, I was
constantly.
I looked up at from my phone one time and I was like, 3 hours just went by.
Yeah.
The fuck.
I've done that too. So yeah, it's not on like my home screen.
No, good.
It's like on the second page, so I don't see it. So I only check it every once in a while. So if you message me on that, or if you message us on that, you will not get a response right away. I am so sorry. Our Instagram is the best form to get a hold of us
100%.
At any point in time because we check that more often than not.
I get notifications from that one.
Yeah, we get notifications from that. Will not be getting notifications from TikTok because it will suck me in and I will get so sidetracked. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm in school and I do not have the time for that.
She really don't. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I have so much that I got to do sometimes. So I can't.
Hey everybody, we're the Whiskey Geeks. My name is Tim.
And I'm Alex, and we're two brothers on a quest to bring you the perfect pairing of whiskey and comic books.
That's right, we'll talk about scotch, we'll talk about bourbon, we'll talk about rye, we'll talk about anything geekdom and whiskey related. We try and hit all of it.
And while we're hitting that, you please hit that subscribe button wherever wherever it is that you listen to podcasts so we can tickle those eardrums with our geekdom.
Oh, that's right. We are proud members of the Murdoch Podcast Network.
And remember, everyone, Scotch and stories, they were made for each other.
Anyways,
we're fun.
So back to
Halloween.
Okay, so you've gone through the Halloween blues,
yeah,
right?
What
Okay.
we have plans to do.
So let's cut to a year later.
Okay.
So you're a couple months out from haunt season.
Ooh.
You know what's coming up.
Yes.
Whether you are auditioning for a new haunt or you're going back to the same haunt or you're a haunt newbie, what are some things that you think those people should be preparing for? Like, how can they prepare for haunt season? Like physically, mentally, emotionally?
Well, all of those. You need to prepare all of those because
But how, Breann?
Without you knowing, like all your entire being gets strained.
Yeah.
I think maybe not for everyone, but I think for the majority of the people that go to a haunt and do this every year, it's draining because we're so passionate about it and we're so wanting to give us our all because it's what we love and we only get a certain amount of time to really show it.
Tiny amount of time.
So we tend to go all out, balls to the wall. So some of my tips would be, one, not like cardio, but like strengthen yourself up a bit because you never know if a character is going to like call for like a weird physical capability or just, if you're not used to standing on your feet for more than 3-4 hours a night, that can be really hard. Getting good shoes.
Oh man, shoes are so important.
And it's so good to get them like at least a few weeks in advance from the start date, I think. So you can break them in, you can get used to them so that when you're like really in it and you're running around in them or just in a puddle or something like that, you're used to that feeling and your feet aren't gonna like hate you even more the next night.
And also so you don't like roll your ankle or something because you get kind of a feeling of how they grip and how they don't grip and whatever.
I think mentally and emotionally, which you can kind of like pair together in a way, is you want to surround yourself with people who are going to like be working with you. Yeah. If you can.
Supportive people.
Yeah. Supportive people. People who are going to understand what you're going through. And then also like, if you have friends who aren't into the haunt world, like having maybe a conversation with them because you don't want to like lose your friends by not talking to them for a month and a half. But that could totally be a possibility. Like Courtney, you and I used to live together.
Yes.
Work together.
Yes.
And when we would work at the haunt, you were my boss.
Yes.
And I totally 1000% respected that. I really did, people. That wasn't sarcasm. And I know you're surprised by that. But like we would work together and live together. So it was like we were spending a lot of time together, but we also needed time to ourselves. Yeah. So we would be at work and we'd talk, but we would also understand and respect each other when we got home. Don't get up on me.
No. And also like I would take the boss hat off.
Yeah. And we would not do the work talk at home.
Yeah. Like we would talk about stories of the night, but not things that were like operational things or things that, needed to happen the next day. Like that's going to stay over there.
But I also, it's like if I knew that it was a tough day because of what happened, like operation, like maybe a house broke down, something, God forbid, happened to an actor and you had to deal with it or I had to deal with it on my end.
Super stressful things.
It's like I would understand and I knew you would understand if we just like needed to be like, look, I'm just going to go crawl into my room and not leave the cave until tomorrow at 2:00.
Yeah. And sometimes like you and I would come home at different times because
you'd have to stay longer.
I'd either have to stay longer or I left early because I had to be there early.
Yeah.
But it was literally only by like maybe 15 minutes to half an hour.
I think the most was an hour.
If that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then usually one of us was already in bed.
Yeah.
We were already in bed. Because like, that time in our lives, we would just like focus.
Yeah.
And like knew what we had to do and like what we needed to do to get through it.
Yeah.
And like, we would talk to each other like as friends.
Yeah.
And like support each other. But then when it was at work, it was like...
It was very work.
We knew the lines that needed to be
and
like
I'm very, very fortunate that like we were able to separate that.
Me too.
Because not a lot of people can do that.
No.
And then to
true.
come out 13, 12? How many? I've known you since
shit.
2009.
Yeah.
That's 12 years. For 12 years later, and we're still
Wow.
fucking going strong. Damn, that makes me feel old.
That makes me feel awesome, though.
Yeah, but like, who can say that? Like, not a lot of people can be like, friendship for 12 plus years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that. So I just like,
Because it's hard, because like, you can have friends that like love you and support everything you do.
and they just won't get it.
They just don't get it.
Yeah.
Because they're not in it, so they
Yeah.
don't know that like screaming at the top of your lungs is like emotionally, physically, mentally draining.
Yeah, it hurts.
It hurts. Not just the chords.
I think what helped us
Yeah.
is that we were already performers
Yeah.
before, like long before the
Before
haunt
we
world
met.
and before we met.
Yeah.
So I think us knowing like what we both needed as performers
Yes.
helped our situation. So
Absolutely.
people who are listening to this, if you have friends who are also performers, they'll get it.
Yes.
If you have friends who may not be in the performing world at all, just maybe let them know, like, oh, this is the job that I just got. It is going to take an emotional toll on me and sometimes a physical toll on me. It's not that I'm ignoring you, and it's not that I don't want to talk to you or anything like that, but sometimes I will need my space.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And that goes for any performative work.
I believe so. And I think most genuine, true friends are going to understand that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the people who are like, who don't understand that, you know, not that I want to tell you what to do, but maybe you think about like reevaluate what type of friendship that is.
Yeah. And it's not like we're saying get rid of that friend. We're saying, you know, reevaluate
Your priorities.
your
And
priorities.
remember that especially at that time, you got to do self-care and think about you.
Yeah.
And then you can think about your friend after that.
Because like I've had friends who like, and this translates to like my film work that I've done, and I know that you've done too,
Yeah.
where like friends would be like super offended that I couldn't come out for certain things,
Yeah.
or couldn't go to like birthday parties,
Yeah.
or like other events that they were really hoping for me to be at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I can't be there because I'm working a crap ton.
Yeah.
Like sometimes 12 plus hour days.
Yeah.
Depending on the day, depending on what was happening, whether it's film or haunt world. But it's like those people usually understood it, and then they how do I put this? They basically would be like, okay, well, I just want time with you after this
Yeah.
is all over. And most people are pretty understanding.
Yeah. And by after, we don't mean like November 1st. Remember, 16 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
But
At
like,
least 2 weeks after the
yeah,
event,
like
and
you
I'm,
got
ready
like you
to come
got to
out of
give
my cave.
everyone the time to readjust.
Yeah. I'm ready to come out of hibernation maybe 2 weeks after.
Every time I see the sun, I'm just like,
Yeah. I remember when I was working in film and when you were working in film, there were days where like we were on set for like I don't even know how long, and then
14
we
hours.
would literally have to like sleep for almost 24 hours after.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like it would come to the point where it's like we would come home either at the same time or different time. One of us would come home afterwards and
Yeah.
just like we'd look at each other and just like kind of grunt. Like, good day. And then bedtime. Yeah. Just like that was it. And I was like, I love her.
I also remember this was a big thing that we used to do, especially after haunt season, is that we would sit on the couches or lay on the couches.
Oh my God, yes.
Because in our old place we had like these giant couches, and there was
the chaise
3 of
lounge.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we would each occupy
A
a
couch.
couch,
Yeah.
and we'd order pizza and we'd watch horror movies.
But we wouldn't talk.
Would not talk. We'd be on our phones, and sometimes we'd like share memes or whatever,
Be like, haha, this is funny. Look at it.
and then go right back to silence.
Yeah.
So
That's
Recovery.
a beautiful thing. That's like, yeah, like you can sit in silence with
Yeah.
someone who's like
Yeah.
gone through the trenches with you.
yeah.
So yeah, support system is definitely
Yeah.
something you need.
So that's one thing that you absolutely need ahead of haunt season.
Yeah.
Is support.
What do you think? What about you ahead of haunt season? What's something
Oh,
that we haven't
man.
mentioned?
Um.
Up your water intake.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Holy crap. Yes. 100%. There was one season where it got so bad
Yeah.
in the summer because I was so busy, where I legitimately had one of my assistants set a timer for me to drink water.
And he was mean
and
about
he was very
it.
mean about it. But it helped and it worked. And he was like, "Have you eaten yet? Do you have any water? Drink your water. Fill up your water bottle." And I was like, "Oh shit, this dude means business."
I remember getting text messages from
his
you
job.
being like, he's being mean about it. And then I would get text messages from him being like, she won't eat. I'm like,
But it's just, yeah, it
it's
was
like, well, maybe if you approved Water World there, Jacob.
It was one of those things where like I needed to focus on different priorities.
Yeah.
And like for whatever reason, I'm not at all encouraging not drinking water or not doing.
She's got a
not
giant
eating.
water bottle next to her right now.
Legitimately. But like for whatever reason, I would get so sucked into like my work and my job that I would just completely forget about those things. And then it would like, I'd go from like 7 a.m. and then suddenly it's 7 p.m. and I haven't drank anything and I haven't eaten anything all day. And I'm like, why do I feel like shit? Oh, geez, I wonder why. So that's a thing that you need to prepare yourself for. Make sure that you're eating healthier going up to haunt season.
Yep.
And just like maybe making a plan for when you are haunting so that you're not constantly eating McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, whatever.
Food prep is something I wish I did more of.
I was terrible at it, but sometimes you can get those like the microwavable healthy meals.
Yeah. Like the lean cuisines.
Yeah, whatever those are.
Sponsor us, please. I love their like,
but they're
pasta.
good. And like, yeah, it's not completely filling for a lot of people, but
No.
it's something.
Exactly. It's quick.
It's something.
It's something. It's not for most people fair food, or fast food,
or fast food, or whatever's close to your haunt. Like,
yeah,
guaranteed, whatever is close to your haunt probably is not the best for you.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a Buddhaful or like some, I don't know, vegan, vegetarian place. But sometimes those places are greasy spoons too. So
yeah, and even those, it's like maybe you don't have the time to go out to that depending on your break and everything like that.
Yeah. So like pack good, healthy stuff and like just kind of get yourself in the mindset of taking care of your body ahead of haunt season so that you're like in that mindset and then you don't lose it.
Yeah. And then also it's like you're preparing your body for what is inevitably going to be a shit show for yourself.
Yeah. And I would say exercise, but I know not everyone's going to do that and I'm not going to put that onus on everybody, but like at least moving your body in some way, stretching is a really good idea.
Yeah, even just stretching or just like cuz I'm not a runner.
No.
But I can walk really long distances and be super happy.
Yeah.
So it's like even just like getting out for like a 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
Or
it's just moving your
even
body
around your house.
Yeah. Doing a couple of stretches. It doesn't have to be like super intense.
There
yoga.
are some really great like lazy at home like workouts that I've done.
Yeah.
Where it's like you don't even have to leave your bed and this is what you can do. And I was like, "Oh my god, why doesn't everyone do this?"
Yeah. But it will seriously help leading up to
Yeah.
haunt season because your body's going to be moving in weird ways.
Yeah.
Probably in ways that it hasn't moved in like months,
Maybe ever.
years,
Yeah.
ever.
I
So
remember
it's going to hurt.
I remember the first time I did like the ring style walk and I was like
God, it
I did
hurts.
that when I was really young when like the ring came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess not really young when the ring came out. But anyways, I would like practice that and then I stopped it for like a lot of years because I was in high school and that wasn't cool.
Whatever.
It is now. And so then I remember the first time I did it in the haunt and I was just like, oh, my shoulder.
Right?
But yeah, it's like, but then I started like finding ways to like work out. And the more you do that, more your body is like
Accustomed.
and so you don't have to do it as much at home because you're doing it at work.
Yeah.
But stretching, yes, I 100,000%
100%.
agree.
Stretching. Learning vocal warm-up techniques.
Yeah.
That is huge. There's actually a vocal coach that has some online tutorials. Her name is Melissa Cross. I swear by her.
Yep.
So I used to be, another humble brag. I used to be in a metal band and I was like essentially.
Actually, technically, you were in like 2
Right.
metal bands.
Right.
I'm just saying, humble brag.
Okay. I don't know. So, was in a metal band or 2 at some point in my life.
Lead singer.
A lead singer, essentially having a tantrum to music at times.
It was beautiful.
Thank you. But understanding how to use your vocals in order to scream is actually it's a technical way to use your voice.
Absolutely.
So there are tutorials out there on how to do it and how to do it safely without blowing your vocal cords. Listen to Melissa Cross.
Yeah.
Go and check her out on YouTube. She's amazing. She is like the vocal coach for all the metal bands in the world. Literally all the metal bands in the world. If you have listened to like Lamb of God or who's another Every Time I Die. Those kinds of bands have been trained by Melissa Cross, either before their big stardom or whatever. They've at some point.
And it's not to say that you need to go out there and scream every single night,
no.
but it's if you're getting a plethora of people walking through your haunt or in the park and like there's loud noises, whether it's like air cannons or different sound effects going off that you need to try and beat, or you're just wanting to try and beat, or just yelling across a park to another haunter or guest. It's going to help you. It's going to help you the longevity of it. Because to say that you're not going to like lose your voice at all is ridiculous.
It's a lie.
Amazing singers go on, like when they lose their voice, they do not sing. They do not talk. They don't even whisper. They don't do a damn thing with their voice until they do shows. Yeah. And then same thing the next day.
Yeah. Vocal rest is imperative.
And I'm going to give a shout out to the tea throat coat.
Yeah.
Because that has saved me so many times.
Hell yeah.
Also, a preventative drink, which I have learned from other jobs, would be, and this is going to sound so gross, apple cider vinegar with water.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, that's not just like a throat preserver. That is a full-on stop a sickness.
Also, if you add a bit of honey,
yes, it makes it better.
That will one, make it taste better, and two, it actually helps coat your throat
literally.
And there's actually like herbal medicines that use honey for colds and sore throat. So
I used to do the throat coat tea, and then I would take from David's tea the honey sticks and stir them in, and that would be my tea.
Yeah, that stuff works wonders. Also, don't drink ice cold water while you're screaming.
Hell no, room temp.
Room temp. Even if you're not screaming, if you're just speaking, and if you're doing like long bits of dialogue for your like 8-hour shift or 7-hour shift or whatever, it's still gonna eventually create wear on your vocals, and you will lose your voice. So room temperature water is the best. Sometimes staying away from like milk products and milk byproducts is a really good idea because it actually makes your vocals like a little bit more mucusy.
Yeah, so it's like singers do not sing dairy, like sing. Yeah. They might sing dairy. I don't know. They don't drink dairy before a show, like an hour or so beforehand, because it gives you the feeling of your throat being coated, but it's actually causing like a buildup of like, I think you're right. I don't know if it is
mucus.
Yeah, mucus. Yeah. Mucus. Sorry, that's mucus. A fun word to say.
It's gross.
Better than moist.
Yes, that is correct. But yeah, like taking care of your voice is a good idea, and doing vocal warm-ups and learning how to do the vocal warm-ups properly before you get to haunt season is a good idea.
Yeah.
And then recovery afterwards is like vocal rest. And if you do get to the point of where like you've been doing it for a little bit or right off the bat and you're starting to lose your voice, shut up. Literally.
Yeah.
Like stop talking.
Like legit.
Stop talking.
Yeah. Oh, she's telling me. Sorry.
No. I've had to go on vocal rest a couple of times, and it's not fun, but I have had to go to an ear, nose, and throat doctor because I thought I had blown my vocal cords. And I thought I had some legitimate damage to my vocal cords at one point. So it's not fun. It hurts.
Yeah, you've been on vocal rest a lot of the times that we lived together.
Yeah.
There was a lot of times I'm like, oh, she's just sick again. That's all I would say. She's fine. She's just sick.
I would be holding up signs. Be like,
I should have got you a chalkboard. That would have been fun.
Yeah. I know from experience, like getting that procedure done where they have to like
take out like nodes or something like that.
Well, they didn't have to take out any nodes, but I was worried that there was going to be nodes. And so they have to go and look down your throat, which has to go through your nose and then through your nose back to the back of your throat and then all the way down.
So the COVID test on crack.
Yeah. And they like spray freezing in your nostrils and they spray freezing in your throat and a little bit of your mouth. So it's really strange to swallow afterwards. Because you feel it like in in the top of your mouth,
Yeah.
like in the forward of your mouth, and then you feel it like in your esophagus.
Oh, it's weird.
But you don't feel it from like the back of your throat to like your mid chest.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's really strange. I had like a cold drink after I had my procedure, and I could feel it on the front of my mouth.
Yeah.
But then I didn't feel it until I was in my stomach. It was the strangest feeling
That
in
is
the entire world.
so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
But
so
yeah, vocal
interested
rest
now.
is vocals.
Yeah.
Is very important. Your voice is very important.
Yeah.
Take care of it.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. You say your idea.
I was going to say, this is specifically, and this is kind of like a during season thing.
Yeah.
Take care of your skin.
Oh, yeah.
Because one, you may be outside dealing with harsh weather.
Well, I guess that's a recovery thing, too.
Totally. Because it's like how much, a lot of, whether it's masks or makeup, like you're going to be sweating a lot. If you're
Yeah.
using makeup, depending on the makeup, like grease paint, foundation, all that stuff,
Yeah.
I was trying to say blood and gore at the same time. Blore is what I was going to say.
Hey.
So blood
New
on
word.
your face.
Blore.
Blore, bloody gore. Gigi can coin that. Sorry. Her movies are so blore.
So blurry.
So blurry. I
No,
love
it
that.
sounds terrible.
That does. It's not. Oh, God. Okay. But
Stop trying to make fetch happen. Sorry.
I'm going to make it fucking happen. That's what Gretchen should have said. Okay?
Yes.
Fuck Regina. Anyways, like my skin just alone with like the masks and my heavy breathing of like in these masks when I work.
Like the COVID masks.
Yeah.
Like
my
surgical masks.
skin
Yeah.
is just, my chin has never looked so horrendous. And
You look beautiful.
oh, thank you so much. I have the best foundation ever. It's Urban Decay.
Oh, nice.
Plug. So yeah, I like that alone is just like from wearing a mask when I'm at work because I don't go places, so I just go home. So I take my mask off as soon as I'm done work. But imagine being physically active in a silicone mask, a latex mask, anything, sweating, maybe taking it off for half an hour, depending on your brake system at work.
Yeah.
And then putting it right back on again. You got to wash your face, kids. Whether
Oh my
it's like,
gosh.
honestly, Dove soap is like fantastic.
Oh, really?
I love Dove soap. They've got sensitive skin stuff.
Okay.
But like just a basic bar of soap that doesn't have a lot of sulfates in it or
well, I mean,
scents is really good for your skin. Just to quickly wash.
if that's all you can get,
Yeah.
then absolutely. But getting a good cleanser is a good idea.
It totally is.
It
It
is
helps.
a good idea.
Especially for like every skin type is different.
Yeah.
I personally think that like again, like you said, if you don't want to or can't or whatever, just a bar of soap.
Yeah.
Just like something, but like clean your face because it's gonna help you feel good.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like one of the best feelings now. It's just at the end of the day, just like
Washing your face.
washing my face.
Yeah. There's some really good makeup cleansers out there. If you can go to your local Sephora or something, that's fine.
Yeah.
If not, you can get so many good
At
drugstore
a
stuff.
drugstore.
I used to use what was it called?
You
It
use
was a Aveeno.
yeah,
It was an
Aveeno
Aveeno thing.
and a Fresh Face.
Yeah.
I use like Clinique because I'm fancy.
Yeah.
But I use actually my favorite like cleanser to take anything off has been I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Michelin water.
Michelin water, maybe.
I think it's spelt like that.
Okay.
And it's like it looks like it's got some oil in it, but you just have to
Okay.
like shake it a little bit to like
Yeah.
combine the
Yeah.
top and bottom. But it doesn't leave your skin oily.
Yeah.
And it feels like clean.
Yeah.
Also for the heavy cases when I used to have like tons of like makeup packed on.
Yeah.
Just basic cold cream.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And that's refreshing.
There's a really good way to take off makeup.
Go
but
on.
it doesn't cleanse your skin.
That's okay.
But it does help take the makeup off a little bit quicker. Shaving cream.
Yes.
Shaving
Especially
cream
with
helps.
those like dark colors.
Yeah. So that helps. But definitely do like a cleanse afterwards.
Yeah.
And then do like, I would suggest a moisturizer.
Yeah, because
Unless
you can
you're-
dry out.
Yeah. And you don't want that, especially if you're washing your face like constantly.
Yeah.
Drugstores have some really good face moisturizers.
Oh, yeah.
And they're super cheap and you don't have to worry about it.
Also, depending on where you are, like your weather and your climate change during
could
the
be different.
season, like I know that if we were in Alberta, dear God, my skin would be so dry. So dry.
And like, if we were in like, I don't know, a hotter climate, it might still be like really dry.
Yeah.
If you're washing constantly, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's something to do. That's recovery.
Fun ways to take care of yourself.
Making sure that your face is nice and beautiful, because you're all beautiful.
And then, of course, have a cheat day or two here and there.
Yeah.
Like a day where you eat crap food and you don't wash your face because you're your own person.
And sometimes you just want to roll into bed even though you've, barely taken your makeup off.
Just wash those pillowcases later.
I haven't done that.
I've woken up a few times with like, oh my God.
One time I rolled out of bed and I had like blood still like
in your ear,
in my ear, and like in my hair, and I was like, it's fine.
Oh yeah, no, the hair thing for me, it's like if it's in my hair, it's
there.
It's staying there until I decide to wash it.
Right?
It's healthy not to wash your hair all the time. Yes, if there's blood in there, wash it. But like,
yeah,
I wasn't gonna take a full-on shower at 3:00 in the morning.
Nope. No, that's
not unless I'm
the next day.
Sad girl crying. Then I do.
Aw.
Yeah, that kind of hit home real. Aw. Happy thoughts. Happy girl showering.
Well, what I was gonna say is like kind of like an in-haunt kind of thing, not necessarily recovery or preparation.
Yeah.
Well, it could be preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Getting yourself a good pair of earplugs.
Oh, heck yeah, that's prep.
Yeah.
You don't walk in on day 4 and be like, now I won't be deaf. Like,
yeah. I think that's just like my metal performer speaking is like having a good set of earplugs is like.
And you know what, guys?
Pinnacle.
The cool kids do it. Don't think you're like fancy or cool because you're like, I don't wear earplugs
and, like,
in the loud room.
We all know that some of your rooms have like air cannons, and giant animatronics, and hell, some of you probably have chainsaws.
And cool, I could sit in that room for 5 minutes and be fine too. But if you're gonna do that every night,
it's gonna eventually,
even if you did it for like 3 nights in a row, that's gonna affect your hearing.
Yeah.
Wow, we got old. We're talking about this kind of like,
but I mean, it's true. Like
it's just knowledge. It's true. Yeah,
it's knowledge, and take it from someone who's becoming a little deaf. Wear your earplugs, because I didn't for a really long time.
True.
And like I'd come out of the haunt and I'd be like, what?
It's like trying to listen to your radio and you're like, I don't know what that call was.
I don't know. I have no idea what that was. Yeah, so like earplugs are important. Earplugs are very important.
Yeah.
And like it's like you can play it into your costume. You can get some good ones that like could potentially look like they're part of your costume. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, also something to prep if we're going to talk about earplugs. And I know we've talked about this before, but let's just reiterate deodorant.
Oh yeah.
Get a work deodorant.
Specifically. Throw it in your bag right now.
I'm not saying that you're smelly, guys, because like, don't get me wrong. I love a little smell.
We all stink at some time.
I love a natural musk.
I know I stink sometimes.
Oh, I know I stink sometimes. We just talked about how I don't shower sometimes. I'm kidding. I shower. It's the washing the hair. But it's just like there's something nice about like halfway through the night. You're just like, okay, I'm still going. I'm so excited, but let me just quickly wipe,
refresh.
Feel a little. You get a little extra bounce in your step again.
Ooh, yeah, like those baby wipes.
Oh, frick yeah, baby wipes.
Yeah, baby wipes are
great.
Give yourself a little in the bathroom bath.
What would be known as a...
We're not going to say
We're not going to say that.
But you know what we're talking about.
You do. If you know, you know. You know?
But yeah, you give yourself a little bath.
Yeah.
In the bathroom. And then
I have no shame. I have done that many times.
Who hasn't?
People who are silly.
I think people who potentially haven't been on tour or been on the go.
Yeah, people who like because even before I was like working in a haunt, I was like
I've done
working like 3 jobs or something like that. And I'm like, I just need a quick freshen up. I'm good.
You have no time sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like, what's so wrong with that?
Yeah, there's
nothing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
When I used to work in film, I packed like baby wipes, makeup wipes, the whole shebang. Because I don't know. I had no idea when I was going to be home next.
No.
I'm like, I left my house at 5 a.m. Will I be back at the same time? No idea.
When I used to crash at your place before we lived together,
yeah,
sometimes I'd have baby wipes. And it's not because I was like, oh, I'm going to be really stanky or like you would care.
Yeah.
But it was just like for myself, I was like, if I'm not going to shower at her place, because I never make assumptions.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just going to freshen up a little bit for myself because I'd come over to your place at like 4:00 on like a Friday night and wouldn't leave your place until like midnight on the Saturday sometimes.
Sometimes on the Sunday.
On the Sunday. Yeah. Your couch was really comfortable.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
But yeah, that's all the tips I think I have.
That's all the tips I think I have for both post and pre. But like, I would love to hear
Everybody else's.
Yeah, like, is there something that you guys do that's a tradition for yourself? Something that, like, a ritual you've come up with for your post haunt days?
Yeah.
Or, like, what is your ritual or routine to get into your haunt days? Because that's really cool, and I'd love to share that.
Yeah.
Because what works for one person might not work for everybody, but it might work for someone else out there.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Well, that's everything for us today. Thank you so much for listening.
You guys have been wonderful as usual.
You can find us on Instagram, and you can now find us on TikTok. Actually, let me bring that up so that I know what
our TikTok is. I'm going to assume the name has something to do with haunted just things.
Oh, it's going to play soon. Okay.
That's a scary. Okay, honestly, the scariest thing about TikTok is when you open it up, it just starts screaming at you.
I know.
I hate that feature.
Fucking TikTok. Okay, so I love TikTok, but I hate TikTok at the same time.
TikTok, we still love you. Please don't shadow ban us.
Yeah. Okay, so our TikTok handle is at JHHT_podcast.
Jut.
Underscore podcast.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, you can find some silly stuff there. We're probably going to post some more things.
Fantastic.
Soon.
Can't wait.
Soon. And then, of course, on a regular Instagram, you can find us there at Just Haunted House Things.
Sweet, man.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
We'll see you on the next one. And you've been listening to
Just Haunted House Things.